going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. Again, we will get better at doing more of these because I like interacting with the populace, the Jeromes. Good times. First up, OG Jerome, follow your light for 20. Why do we focus on the negative publicity of JJ McCarthy? Can we talk about all the experts who think he's right where he needs to be? That's the thing, though. Outside of like JT O'Sullivan, outside of Chase Daniel for a second, like there isn't a ton of analysts who are calling a spade with JJ McCarthy. Like there's no one saying that, hey, there's some highs, there's some lows, but overall looks pretty good. Or late game heroics. Like I saw someone compare this to Tebow Mania, where Tebow was completing like 2 passes a game and just randomly winning games because Marion Barber, rest in power, decided to go out of bounds. This ain't that. But yeah, it's hard because, well, first off, we focus on negativity because we think that people are going to be wrong. How's it feel? Also, we want like documentation and receipts for when JJ proves all the haters and losers wrong. But also, like, it's so weird. Obviously, Drake May is playing above the rim. Obviously, Sam Darnold's playing above the rim. But after Drake May, complete a bunch of passes, look good at home against a very bad Jets defense without Sauce and Quinnen, everyone's like, "Oh my God, MVP!" They trip and fall all over themselves to the point of hyperbole constantly, right? But McCarthy, I don't know what it is. Like, even in the draft process, they hated him. Oh, he was a handoff merchant. Oh, Harbaugh didn't trust him. But it's okay. Your time is going to come. Our free OG Jerome. Looking into next season, what kind of pressure is Kwesi under regarding draft success for next year's draft? Does the contract change that? Can this team survive another season with little no help from young draft picks and rely on free agents? Well, the Vikings are going to have a suite of draft picks as well as a couple comp picks from Darnold and Daniel Jones. So, yeah, there is a ton of pressure on Kwesi to get something done this season or, this upcoming draft, as well as there's going to be some trimming of some of the recent free agents, clearing up some cap space for 2026. And extension or not, yes, there's going to be pressure on Kwesi because even though owners don't like firing a GM, which, by the way, it's not just the GM, just like how it's not just the head coach. Like, if you fire a head coach, it's all the assistants, right? But if you fire a GM, it's pretty much all the executives, a lot of the scouting staff. Like, it's a big-time cutting of the cord. But, I mean, this team is primed in JJ McCarthy's rookie deal where you can build FU team around him. But kind of, it's been more like F me at this point. Ray Petty, another OG Jerome. Thoughts on early draft crushes? Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame. Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State, are my favorites. Studs. Also, this is a really good linebacker draft. So, but also two favorites of mine that are different. Obviously, I love Caleb Downs, but Clemson D tackle Peter Woods. I just love his versatility. Just love him blowing things. He kind of reminds me of Walter Nolan, like a souped-up Walter Nolan. And, he's had a bad season because of injuries, but when he could play, he could play. Well, I love Walter Nolan, man. Also, Kelly Jones from Mississippi State, just the rare length on the outside, Cromartie-esque. He's probably also going to run like high 4.3s, low 4.4s. I mean, it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun with Flores if he's back and Durante Jones if he's back. Next, Breadfish, another OG Jerome. What are our playoff chances if we win the next 2 games? So, next 2 games for the Vikings are at home against the Bears, as well as on the road against the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. Now, 4-0 in the division, it's a pretty good start, right? But the Vikings would only be 6-5, so playoff chances chilling at 32%. Basically, since the NFC is going to be tough again, the Vikings sort of put themselves behind the 8 ball in terms of the wild card chase, but chances of winning the division, right? Because you're only 2 games back. You're 1 up on Detroit. You're going to be 2 up on Chicago, and you can go from there. They're going to beat the Packers' ass, too. It's going to be great. 2 more. Blake Kettler. What is the worst Vikings team you have ever seen as a fan? Also, I tried your bone broth off your recommendation. It slapped. Hey, thank you. So the bone broth got crock pot. Have it on low overnight. You got one of those Costco or rotisserie Sam's Club rotisserie chickens. So here's what you do. You pick off all of the skin, bones, and cartilage, right? Well, the skin you don't eat. Kind of like the skin. But also pick all the meat off of the bones because, a lot of people just put eat what they want, put the chicken in the fridge. You're not going to eat the rest of that chicken because it's cold. It's tougher to peel it from the bones. You're not going to at least section off the chicken. Cut the legs and thighs and wings off and breasts off. But take all the bones and cartilage and whatnot. Take it off immediately. Put in that crock pot. Some aromatics. Just cut an onion in half. Cut a head of garlic in half. Add carrots, celery, whatever you want. Add a bunch of water, salt, maybe a little bouillon base. Go ahead. I like putting a little bit of the pho concentrate in there too. It's good. When you wake up in the morning, well, first off, like if you wake up in the middle of the night, call you up in the middle of the night to like go pee or something, all of a sudden you'd be like, smells like freaking Thanksgiving all up in here. And then you wake up in the morning and you got this beautiful golden brown stock. It's not just broth, it's stock, man. Then just strain it out and you can do whatever the hell you want with it. It's great for a soup base. It's great for if you're making gravy because you got holidays, Thanksgiving coming up. Baby, you're off to the races. Anyways, worst team I ever saw, 2011 Vikings, right? And I wasn't alive for the 84 Vikings. I heard they're pretty bad. Archie Manning, Les Steckel, not work out. But 2011, obviously statistically, I think they're the only 3-win team. How bad were they in 84? It doesn't matter. But first year of Leslie Frazier. Remember, Leslie was the DC under Brad Childress, who got fired after the whole Randy Moss debacle in 2010. And also, how'd you like to you went to the NFC title game and then you're fired the next season after like 10 games. Like, who does that? Oh, yeah, Brad Childress. Leslie just wasn't a very good team because like 2009, you were all in with a bunch of veterans and Bert Favre. 2010 was bad, and then 2011, Favre was obviously gone. A lot of those veterans were gone. You just had a talent-deficient team, right? But it was Percy and Adrian against the world, yeah. But Bill 3x5, Musgrave, Fred Puggich, Mike Singletary, assistant head coach, yeah. Stefanski, assistant quarterbacks coach, working his way up, yeah. Historic Mall of America Field, Ricky Spielman, but yeah, 3-13. That team was just bad. Just bad. Also, uniforms are bad too. Yeah. And also, they could have got in shooting range of Andrew Luck and or RG3, but no. Then they took Khalil after trading because they traded from they originally had 3. They traded back to 4 because the Browns wanted to come up for Trent Richardson. So and then we went to 4 and took Matt Khalil. F me. But then we got Harrison later on in that 2012 draft. So it's good. Lastly, serious note, Scully. Last Tuesday went through a breakup and I got disappointing news with my job. I'm a traveling merchandiser and they are not going to have any work until January. I don't know how to pick myself back up and now I have a new car, which is nice, but it may end poorly with the news about my job. I could use a bit of advice. How do you pick yourself back up for a moment or days where you feel sad? Well, we all go through moments like this, and sometimes it hits harder because it seems to happen all at once. And breakup wise, and relationship wise, we don't know the specifics, but in general, 2 people have to want to be together. Whether it's like launching a nuclear missile, both people have to turn their keys, and if it's a spot where you want the other person to act differently. And sometimes you have these conversations of like, hey, I want you to stop doing XYZ or start doing XYZ as well. And maybe the other side will start doing that for a while, but then they'll slide back where you always have to discern if it's coercion, which leads to the changing of behavior, where it's like, oh, I better start acting right. Otherwise this isn't going to work out. Right. Generally people are who they are. And, a line always stuck with me is love a person for who they are versus hating who they're not. And that stuck with me because, my dad was great. Did not have a great relationship with my adopted mom. But that's what it came down to. And it doesn't matter if it's significant other, parent, friend, child, relationship with your kids when they get older. It's kind of tough, right? But also, the whole cliche, everything happens for a reason. if it wasn't going to work out for whatever reason now, it wasn't going to work out in the future, and all it was going to do is compound some of that interest of pain. Yeah. With the job, so will things start picking up at the start of the year? Otherwise, picking up a side hustle, doing some Uber Eats, doing whatever, just keeping the mind right, taking up a bartender job. Frankly, I'm kind of sad I never was a bartender, because there's just something about the social aspect of it, on top of, I feel like I would have been a good bartender. Yeah, but picking yourself back up. So don't fall into like easy serotonin, because a lot of people do that. I've done that, where you try to find that quick high to make yourself feel better, but in the long run, it's just a facade. Whether it's drinking, whether it's drugs, whether it's sports gambling, whether it's strip club, whether it's a love boat. I don't know, but just try to avoid that as much as possible, and focus on something that you want to work on for a while. Like if you want to get back into the gym, if you want to, start working on a novel. I don't know. If you want to start, if you've always wanted to like pick up a hobby, like you want to start being good in the kitchen, all that stuff. You wanted to learn how to fix a 2-stroke motor. I don't know, but just focus your energy on something that once you accomplish it, because you will, right? It'll give you a sense of joy and sense of purpose, which isn't artificial, which isn't transactional, like booze or drugs or sins of the flesh. I don't know, man. But yeah, pick yourself back up. The thing is, like, there isn't a silver bullet with stuff, but it's making yourself feel proud of yourself. Trying to impress yourself. I feel like that's a good way to look at it, and everything else will work itself out. And if you gotta sell the car, you gotta sell the car. Luckily, there's 10 bajillion cars out there right now. Plus, you might get a good price. I don't know. But hey, Scully, everything's going to work out fine. So first off, people asking for help, or people looking at their situation dispassionately, saying that, hey, this kind of sucks, but I want to get better. Like that's a monstrous step, because a lot of people are just in bad situations and are just kind of like take it as it goes and then retreat into those easy serotonin things. But anyways, I know what we accomplished, but that's a fantastic question, Scully. You're the best, man. Hopefully everything is good to go. But that's it. That's at Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.